One of the most embarrassing things that can happen to an inspector or a new project manager on a site is that the terminology of the different trades kind of gets you in trouble. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit on some of the basics of brick masonry construction. We're not teaching anybody how to be a brick mason. What we're doing is we're just trying to teach you how to communicate and understand the terminology and the uses and the applications. And at some point we'll be doing some building code also analysis. But first, let's just start with some of the basics. So let's jump right in and get some terminology down. As you see here in this photograph, we have three different types of bricks. When we hear this kind of terminology, and we can have other regional terminology also, but typically you're going to see the cord, and then you're going to also see hollow and then frogged bricks. So let's just hit on some of the basics. Of course, is a horizontal layer of bricks or other masonry units. Now, bricks can be laid in various positions for both visual reasons and structural reasons, and quite often for both. You will hear the term wythe quite often. That's W-Y-T-H-E. A wythe is a vertical layer of masonry units, 1 unit thick. So a double wythe, triple wythe, whatever you hear. The simplest brick wall, of course, is the single wythe for stretchers. And this is typically what you see for brick veneer on residential type construction. So let's continue. A stretcher is a brick laid parallel to the wall and its long dimension horizontal. A header is a brick laid so as to bond two withes together. A soldier course is a brick laid on its end with its face facing parallel to the wall. Architects frequently employ soldier courses for the visual emphasis in such locations as window lintels and at the tops of walls. When we hear the term rowlock, a rowlock is a brick laid on its face with its end visible in the wall face. Rowlock courses are often used for caps on garden walls and for sloping seals under windows, although such caps and seals are not durable in very severe climates. Proper tooling of the mortar joints for brick does not only provide an aesthetic look, but also has weather-resistant values. The joints in brickwork are tooled an hour or two after laying as the mortar begins to harden to give a neat appearance and to compact the mortar into a profile that meets both the visual and the weather-resistive requirements for the wall. Outdoors, the V-joint and the concave joint shed water and resist freeze, thaw damage better than most others. Indoors, a raked or strip joints can be used if desired to accentuate the pattern of the bricks in the wall. As we see here in this photograph, this is a photograph of what is termed as a struck joint. Again, the concave joint and the V-joint are most common for outdoor applications. The concave and the V-joint are suitable in the outdoor severe environments. Continuing with talking about tooling joints, you see here on one picture the weather joint and then the flush joint. So the rake joint and the strip joint are the joints that are typically for indoor applications. It's quite obvious why. With the depth of the tooling, water can enter and cause freezing and thaw that creates damage later on. So that's why these two joints are typical to interior applications. In the description, you're going to find a link that'll get you to the ASTM sites where you can purchase these ASTM standards. Also, a copy of the building code. We advise you to have those. But bricks are provided with a grade, and it's quite simple, really, and it really makes sense the way they're written. Grades for building and facing bricks include SW, which is severe weathering, MW is moderate, and NW is more for negligible type weathering conditions. The types of the facing bricks include FBX, which is a high degree of mechanical perfection. It has a narrow color range and it minimizes variations per unit. This is what typically you're going to see that's exposed. FBS is a wide range of colors with that type, and it has a greater size variation per unit. FBA is non-uniform in size, color, and texture, and is quite used for filler and applications where the brickwork is not seen. The map shows the weathering regions as determined by those experts in the brick manufacturing application industry. Weathering regions of the United States are as determined by rainfall and freezing cycles. This is why the grade SW brick is recommended for exterior use in severe weathering regions. That will conclude this session. We ask that you subscribe and like this channel. And please, we wish you the best as you continue in your learning.